Guys,
Hello.
how are you?
Good evening. Mario, you feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
We're not young like Kenny is. He can recover in 5 minins. It takes us. It takes a
Yeah.
little longer.
Got cold in LA. What happened?
Yeah, but you're used to Wyoming is or
I used to be
Montana.
skiing. You could
No,
ski in LA. It's so cold here.
Yeah, but Montana, you're so used to it. You go up there like I go across the street. You go to
The
Montana.
difference is when you're in your house in Montana, it's actually warm. Here I'm in my house in California. It's always freezing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't blame you if you're not wanting to
Did
pay
you
the
see
bill.
that? There was snow. There was snow today in Lancaster and then
It
There was
hailed here.
in
It
San
hailed in LA.
Francisco.
Yeah, I
In
didn't see
San
the hail.
Francisco, 500 feet. There was snow.
In
Wow.
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Wow,
Wow.
must be beautiful.
That's where you're from. That's where you're from.
It's beautiful to see it on the news and photos.
Well, yeah, but yeah,
It was
right.
beautiful here in LA.
Yeah, it was off and on. It was off and on.
Well, I was in a building today and we had some noise. We went out
Yeah.
and it was like little pellets.
Yeah.
I lived in the snow and I don't miss it.
Yeah, well, yeah, Europe, Uruguay. They got snow in Uruguay or Europe?
No, but I lived in Cleveland.
Oh, in Cleveland. Yeah. Oh, that's really That's I know it's. I know. I was there for 4 years in high school in Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I went to Tell's in the 50s
Yeah.
on 105th Street, 706 East. No, I didn't go to Wicca before they moved to Wicca. 706 East 105th on East LA.
Yeah.
East Cleveland. I mean, it's you can't even go. You can't even go there during the day now. It's so it's so dangerous. So yeah.
They said it hasn't snowed in San Francisco in 50 years.
Really? Wow.
It snowed today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it stick?
Harold.
Did the snow stick?
Ski San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hilly enough.
Harold.
Yeah.
I asked you to remind Ernie to cut off the.
I did. I read it to him. I read it to him like this. What you sent me, I read it to him. Oh yeah. He didn't do it?
No.
I printed it out and I read it to make sure I would get it.
I spent yesterday 2 hours splitting it, and it split funny. One of them is like an hour and a half.
Well, what can I do? I read it to him exactly.
Okay. Whatever.
Is Ernie there?
Hi,
Yes.
Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening. Good evening.
new Perek. Fifth Perek, Perek Chamishi.
Oh, right. There we are.
Mishnah.
Beishamai, Perek Beishamai. Beishamai Oimrim. Hegdish Tos Hegdish. Let's say person says, we'll see what it means. That if you make a mistake while you're making something hegdish, it still becomes hegdish. Now, what's example? Ketza. Omar shor shachar sheyetze mebesi rishon rehu hegdish. Say the black ox that comes out of my house first will be hegdish. V'yatza lava, and a white ox came out. Beis Shammai omrim hegdish. Beis Shammai says it's hegdish. Ubeis Hillel omrim eino hegdish. Let's say a person says, "Dinner zav sheyala biyadi rishon rehu hegdish." The first golden coin that comes into my hand will become hegdish. And a silver coin, the alashal kesef, came into his hand. Beis Shammai omrim hegdish, ubeis Hillel omrim eino hegdish. You walk into a cellar and you say the first barrel of wine that I encounter will be Hegdish. The also shel shemen. And he ran into a barrel of oil. The my tamai, the Gemara asks my tamai to Beis Shammai. The alfina and tchilas Hegdish, misof Hegdish. Ma tmura. Tmura is a process by which, let's say you point to a Hegdish animal, let's say it's a shlomim, and you have a non-Hegdish animal, you say, I want that to be a tmura of that. So the animal that he pointed to becomes a shlomim. Now, the process of tmura, ma tmura, fila b'to'us, there's a chalois of the tmura if you made a mistake. For example, you say, I want this to be a tmura of a black ox. And you say, and rather, that's what you wanted to say. But then you said, a white ox, it's still a tmura. So, af hegdish, afilu b'tos. So, the tchilas hegdish, when you invest something with initial hegdish, it also gets invested even though you made a mistake. There's a gzer sakosov by tmura that the kedusha is chala, and the item that you're making it a tmura from is already invested in full hegdish. But But to introduce hegdish by mistake, you can't do. Now, according to Beis Shammai, if in the beginning of the day you say, I want this animal to become a tmura by noontime, it doesn't become a tmura until noontime. It doesn't start from now. So hachanami. Ela adamati chatzayom udavit tmura. Hachanami lechi migla milsa. It means it's only going to happen when a black ox comes out first. Then there's going to be a chalois hegdish. But if a black ox didn't come out first, there's no hegdish chal at all, says Beis Hillel. Rav Papa lekach them a rishon. Rav Papa explains that the reason for Beis Shammai is not from din tmura. It's a different pshat. And it's not that the white ox that comes out becomes hegdish. The kavana of him saying that a black ox that comes out first means the first black ox that comes out from the black oxen that he has, that will become hegdish. And the fact that a white one came out first, that doesn't mean anything. Right, the Gemara, what do you mean? He didn't say Yitzei Rishon. He said Shor Shachar, not the first Shor Shachar. And Milo Askin and the Leslie Elahai. And that would be even if they only had one ox, only that one. So his kavanah was clear. So Lo Tzricha the Islay trained plusa. The case of the Mishnah it only makes sense. He had 2 or 3 black oxen. That's how Rav Papa explains. And he's waiting for the first one to come out and to make it hegdish. Now, Beis Hillel oimrim in rejecting Rav Papa, in kain kishayetze barishon aboile. The Mishnah should have said shayetze barishon, and it didn't. So he's really, his kavanah is for the first ox that comes out. And therefore, since it didn't meet his tonight, it was white instead of black, it's not hegdish. Amalei Ravami Barnish Ravashi. High hegdish betosu. This sheet of Rav Papa is not a hegdish by mistake, it's a hegdish by kavana. The way Rav Papa is explained wasn't the toes at all. What he had kavanah to be magdish, the first of his black ox, what he wanted to do. Just was a mistake happened that a white came out. And it's not considered anything, but it's not hegdish betos. Mishum da atoyle diburi kama. The toes, he made a mistake in his words. He should have said sheyetze berisho. That's a toes in the language that he used. Even so, according to Rav Papa, that if a black ox came out, even though he didn't use the proper terminology, it does become hegdish. So it's a terminology toes. Does Beis Shammai hold though that if you actually make a mistake, it's not going to be hegdish? I'll show you that he does say it's going to be hegdish. Vatnan. Misha Nader ben Nazir. Person made a Nazir vow. He went to a chacham to be matir neder. Separated animals first korban. Teitze v'tira be'eder. So they no longer have kedusha. They go out to regular chulin. Amru Beis Hillel leBeis Shammai. Yatemodim shehegdish betosu. That was hegdish betos because he annulled his nedarim. V'teitze v'tir be'eder. How can you allow it to go out in the herd? It's a hegdish betos, and you hold that it's hegdish. Michlal the Sabri Beis Shammai hegdish betos avi hegdish. From this dialogue, it seems very clear that Beis Shammai holds that if you magdish something betos, it becomes hegdish. Rather, Beis Hillel was mistaken. Beis Hillel the katoy. They understood Savri Tamad Beis Shammai Mishum Hegdish betos avi hegdish. They thought that Beis Shammai holds in general that if you make a mistake, hegdish, it's still hegdish. But responded Beis Shammai, Armelon Beis Shammai, lav mishum hegdish betosu. The reason we say over there it's hegdish not because it was hegdish betos, el mishum datayla dibur kama. If I make a mistake in the language, I hold, but my kavana is to be mafresh the first one. That hegdish is good. Sabri Beis Shammai hegdish betos lavi hegdish. Does Beis Shammai hold then that if you make a mistake in hegdish, it's not hegdish? I'll show you that he holds it is hegdish. Toshma. Hayu mahalchin baderech. They were walking on a road. Ve'echad ba kenegdon, and another person comes up to them and says, "V'amar echad hareni nazir shezeh ploni." I will become a nazir if this guy walking towards me is Chaim Yankel. Ve'echad hamareni nazir she'ein zeh ploni. Another of the group said, "I will be a nazir if he's not Chaim Yankel." And another one says, already nazir she'echad mikem nazir. And another says, one of you is a nazir. And another person says, she'ein echad mikem nazir. None of you are nazir. And another says, sheshtecha nazir. And another says, shekulcha nazir. Beis Shammai omrim kulam nazirim. All of them become nazirim. They all said, hareni nazir. So that alone is enough to make them nazirim. It was obviously mistaken. Uktani kula nazirim. Amri Sabri Beis Shammai hegdish betos avi hegdish. In general, Beis Shammai does hold that if you try to make something hegdish by mistake, it becomes hegdish. But by shor shachar, by this case of our Mishnah, then it's not. Really, we explain like Rav Papa. You can understand the Mishnah different. We're not talking about that he woke up in the morning and he talked about something that's going to come out later on in the future. He woke up in the afternoon, he talked about the past tense. The black ox that came out this morning, and they told him a white one came out. And he responded, if I would have known that it was a white one, I wouldn't have delineated a black one, I would have said anything. Let's say this for toes. How can you say that our Mishnah was talking the past tense? A golden coin that's going to come up. We have to amend the Mishnah according to Abai. It's Nisha Allah, past tense. And again, the Gemara asks, Tanisha also, again, you have to amend the Mishnah to say that it's talking about the past tense. A black ox among white oxen is a deficit because the luxury oxen are white ones.
Less valuable?
A white ox, according to the Rav Chisda, a white ox is more valuable than a black ox.
Strange.
However, a spot of white on a black ox is also a chisara, is also a deficit. So it's not shachashi. She yates me basically rishon hegdish. The black ox comes out of my house first. It'll be hegdish because sal kedaitin. Obviously, the avamina is ki magdish ba'ayin ra magdish. That when a person is magdish, he doesn't want to give the best of things. He wants to give the least of things. Because we've just established that the white one is more valuable. And we said that Beis Shammai says the white one becomes hegdish. So it comes out, if a person's magdish b'ayin ra, the guy never really wanted the white one because white ones are better. So obviously this is not going like Rav Chisda. Elamai, what are you going to tell me? B'ayin yafim magdish? That a person always gives the best of what he has. What about the following? Dinner shel zov sheyala b'yadi rishon. He said, a golden coin that comes into my hand will be hegdish. The Allah kept it. And a silver one came in. Beis Shammai Amrim hegdish. Beis Shammai there also said it was hegdish. So his kavanah obviously was not to give the mufti. Silver is clearly less valuable than gold. So we're back. Elamai b'ayin ra magdish. Chavish shel yain shetala b'yadi rishon. He said, if a barrel of wine I touch first, that'll be hegdish. And the Allah shel shemen, what he touched was oil. Beis Shammai onim hegdish. But shemen odif miyayin. Oil is more valuable than wine. So we're back to ayin ra. So imishum aloi kasha, because beglila shana. It depends on the territory. In Galil, chamra odif mimishcha, wine was more valuable than oil. But reisha kasha Rav Chisda. But the reisha, the way we learned, was still a problem for Rav Chisda. These are special oxen. There, the white oxen are more valuable, but regular places, the black oxen are more valuable. And that's what our Mishnah is talking about. Rav Chisda, ukma lemarshche sumka lebisra chivra l'rediyah. Meaning, black oxen are good for its hide, to make shoes. A red oxen, sumka, is good for its meat. And a white one is good for plowing. I thought you told me that a black ox within a herd of white ones is a deficit, which seems to be that the black ox are worse than all of them. No, He's talking about that special type of cow called the Karmunoim, where there, it was the white ones were best, but by all the other ox, the black ones are best. Mishnah. Person became a Nazir. Went to a Chacham to ask to be matir, and the guy said, you can't be matir. He didn't find a reason to be matir the neder. So moina mishash another. You have to count 30 days from when he made his neder. Even on certain days that he was noyeg heter. Nishal chacham v'tiro. If he asked a chacham, he matired it. So haisalo be'emu mufreshes. If he already designated an animal for korban, taitzi v'tir be'eter goes away. The animal's cholin legamri can go into his regular herd. Do you also agree? I thought you guys hold that if you make a hegdish betos, it becomes hegdish. What about if you're a farmer who gives meiser behema? Means every 10th animal has to be given. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But when you're counting Korah L'Chia Siri, he counted the 9th one by mistake 10, and he counted the 10th one 9, and the 11th one 10, Shehu Mekudesh. There's a special din by Meiser Behema that if you make such a mistake, they all become Meiser Behema, even though it's toes. So we have the right to say that it's, in that case it is, but not in this case. The stick isn't one that made it hegdish, and he touched him. It's because he said asiri. If he touched the stick on the 8th one and the 12th one, that doesn't do anything. It's only the numbers that are adjacent to 10, 9 and 11. Ela kosov shekidish asiri who kiddish atshi v'sachadasar. It's a special xeris hakosov, and it's not because it's toes that made them a hegdish. Okay. So tomorrow, what time is Shabbos tomorrow?